About 9 months ago, TECNO released the TECNO Camon 18 Premier, which was one of the best camera smartphones for around the price point. So today we have the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, the successor to this device, and there are two questions we're going to answer in this video. Firstly, should you upgrade to the TECNO Camon 19 Pro right now if you already own this device? And the second question would be, is the TECNO Camon 18 Premier better value for money right now? These are the questions we're going to answer, and so without taking much of your time, guys, let's get started. The TECNO Camon 18 Premier has a plastic frame with glass on both sides. It has these round corners and a protruding rear camera module. The Camon 19 Pro, on the other hand, also retains the boxy shape with a neat protruding camera cutouts at the rear. And that isn't a glass rear this time. For some weird reason, I think the more comfortable smartphone is the TECNO Camon 18 Premier. Other aspects like having the audio jack port, USB-C port, single firing speakers, about the same tactile feel when you press the volume rocker keys, and also the power button which doubles as a fingerprint sensor are on both devices. Did I mention you have dual SIM trays with dedicated micro SD card slots? Yeah, basically as far as build quality, you can say these are about the same and they give you this premium feel when you use them. And the only major difference here might come down to the speakers, which are better sounding on the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, not as distorted as you would get from the Camon 18 Premier. I actually just wish the naming convention on these devices was a little bit more consistent. These devices are really close when you talk about the displays on them. You have a 6.7 inch for the Camon 18 Premier and a 6.8 inch display for the Camon 19 Pro. Both devices refresh at 120 Hz, you have Full HD Plus resolution, but the major difference would be in the display technology adopted on both of these devices. The only irony here is that the older smartphone here has a better tech here, which is the AMOLED display on the Camon 18 Premier, as opposed to the LCD you get on the Camon 19 Pro. So side by side, you would notice the Camon 18 Premier has more saturated colors, in fact a little too saturated when compared to this device. And the display on the Camon 19 Pro seems more natural. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you get better blacks on the Camon 18 Premier and also this better battery life on this device. Hence, it is the better display for these reasons. Both the Camon 19 Pro and the Camon 18 Pro come with the Helio G96 processor from MediaTek. Truth be told, when I reviewed the Camon 18 Premier last year, the Helio G96 was a nice upgrade, but too much has changed in 1 year for the Camon 19 Pro to come with the exact same processor. Sure, the G96 has a pretty good performance, but I did expect something new and next gen for the TECNO Camon 19 Pro. In fact, when you run benchmark apps like Geekbench, you tend to see a better score from the predecessor. Performance is pretty comparable, just as you get the memory fusion feature on the Camon 19 Pro, which isn't exactly there on the Camon 18 Premier. Now, one other thing to consider here is that performance can also be affected by software optimization, and that's where the OS and UI come in. The TECNO Camon 18 Premier comes with Android 11 and iOS 8, while the Camon 19 Pro comes with iOS 8.6 based on Android 12. With the TECNO Camon 19 Pro, TECNO promised 1 year of major software updates and 2 years of monthly security patches. So you should expect about Android 13, while the TECNO Camon 18 Premier most likely ends its life on Android 11. Now let's talk about the cameras. For the Camon 18 Premier, there's a triple camera setup at the rear and a single front-facing camera. So a 64 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide with OIS, and an 8 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. While the Camon 19 Pro comes with a triple rear camera setup with a single front-facing camera. So you have a 64 megapixel main sensor with OIS, laser autofocus, a 2 megapixel bokeh lens, and a 50 megapixel portrait focus lens, which is in regular mode and acts as a telephoto lens. When you flip over to the front-facing cameras, you have 32 megapixel sensors on both of them. Okay, let's start with the front-facing cameras on here. You get really identical picture quality on both of them, but the only major difference I did notice were the better white balance from the Camon 19 Pro. The blacks on the Camon 19 Pro were better looking, like the real deal, than what you get on the 18 Premier. Also, when it came to portraits, you get a slightly better edge detection from the smartphone, and this color thing also transcends to the front-facing videos from these devices. For the rear cameras, honestly, they were really close. Of course, you get the better saturation and blacks here again from the Camon 19 Pro. While some images might not have the vibrant looking color when you check them out on the Camon 18 Premier, they look slightly better and saturated on the Camon 19 Pro. Now, this happened over and over again from my tests. I also did notice a slight improvement in the dynamic range on the Camon 19 Pro's photos. You have this better white balance and a better camera altogether. Now, taking a look at the night mode on both smartphones, the Camon 19 Pro really lifts the shadows, making you see way better in low-lit environments. But this also comes at the cost of white balance. The colors actually do shift from what you see with your eyes, and the Camon 18 Premier gives you this grainy but true-to-life representation in low-lit environments. Okay, the better color science which I mentioned earlier is also applicable to the 2K max resolution you get on these cameras for videos for the rear cameras. And you do not have OIS when it comes to making videos at 2K though. So since you have a slightly better edge detection, better night mode, and a slightly better dynamic range and saturation, this summed up makes the camera on the TECNO Camon 19 Pro the better camera for you to get. The battery is another place where the Camon 19 Pro beats the predecessor in terms of numbers. On the Camon 18 Premier, you get a 4750 mAh internal battery with a 33 watt fast charger included within the box. While on the Camon 19 Pro, you have a 5000 mAh battery powered by a 33 watt fast charging system within the box. So that's like a 5% difference in battery, but then you see you get an AMOLED display on the 18, which counters for the more energy dissipated by the 19 Pro. So it's actually a very close tie when you compare these batteries. So the TECNO Camon 18 Premier costs around 157,500, while the TECNO Camon 19 Pro costs about 165,000 naira for the same memory configuration, which is 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. So apart from the cameras and displays, I don't think there's really any difference between the Camon 18 Premier and the Camon 19 Pro. I personally wouldn't want to upgrade to the Camon 19 Pro if I already own this device, the 18 Premier. I'd wait it out till the next generation comes along. Except the slightly better camera and 1 year OS update promise means a lot to you. Of course, I doubt that. The only reason to pick up the Camon 19 Pro would be if you have the means to, and that $10 or 7,500 naira doesn't mean a lot to you. But then you'll be stuck with the older OS and a better display. In simple terms, the Camon 19 Pro is a great smartphone on its own, but it is a very slight update to the predecessor, the TECNO Camon 18 Premier. You can check out my review on the smartphone here. Cuídate.